Sync again.
Camera 1, camera 2.
I'm assuming that got it.
Yeah.
It's like rain
on your wedding
day.
Yeah.
Oh, 'cause-
it can't wait.
That's what the vampires look like in Twilight.
Blah, blah, blah.
Blay, I want to suck you off. Oh, suck your blood. Sorry. Wrong movie.
Blah, blah, blah.
We're doing Twilight. We're doing Twilight.
Blah, blah, blah.
Don't look at me like that.
Howdy roundabout, all you shaggy goose egg boys. I don't know which camera to look at now because there's two.
We
of
have
them.
2 cameras now. We're evolving.
Are
Last
we?
time we have
Every
1 camera.
Every
And
single
why-
episode we get
There's
one
gonna be
more
something
camera.
new, yeah.
yeah.
Well, there is because of the sound of the bitches.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh God, dude, what the
This
fuck?
is
I'm
this is really fun. I'm looking right down the middle because I think there's a camera there. I'm just gonna keep doing that.
Did I
you're-
not say we
you're-
were supposed to put a camera right there in the middle for this beginning part?
You guys have already
Chris, I
argued
am
so
going
much
to
today.
hurt.
You can hurt
They've
me
Chris
more
has
than
done-
I hurt myself.
Chris
They've
has
only-
done things today that he talked about, but none of us were like, "Yeah, let's do that." And then he showed up, and we were like, "Oh, we're doing that."
Chris has only been here for 30 minutes and they have not stopped bitching.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Al Pacino's Prison Scene, the podcast where 3 college students—that's us—talk about movies that objectively mean nothing, and we
We found the most objectively meaningful nothing movie.
think about it.
I don't like this movie, so I'm just going to eat the sandwich in the most gross way possible on camera.
And today, you know, Kyle's mom.
God, you smell so bad. You smell like Jake's BO.
I didn't put onions in this.
Onions. Angela Harden. Here's the thing. Here's what the email says.
Wow, way to say her full name.
I always do it every time.
Here's her address.
She says, "Please do a review of the Twilight movies." Kyle's mom. All right, you must not listen to the podcast because there's a couple things wrong with that request.
First of all,
First of all,
there's no proof you're my mom.
there's no proof
You,
because
you don't have the same last name.
his last name is not Harden.
It's not. It's harder.
Isn't that ironic?
It's like rain on your wedding day.
Second thing wrong. You said review. We don't do reviews. Okay? We don't do reviews. So I don't know where you got the idea that we do reviews cuz I've never reviewed a movie in my entire life. Now the third problem is you said the Twilight movies. You only get one, okay?
Oh, wait, were we supposed to do the entire saga?
No.
Well, according to the email, yes.
Oh, well then.
But nobody did because that was dumb. So
We
why'd
know
you do
what-
Also,
that?
every single one of us watched it either last night or this morning.
Yeah.
We had a
I
busy
finished
week.
it. I finished it like at 2, and then Kyle walked in.
Oh,
you
really?
finished it
Yeah.
at 2?
No,
he didn't finish it at
Okay.
2.
Well, actually, I
He was
stopped.
making food.
I actually stopped watching it and let it play for like the last 30 minutes because I was
What?
like, I don't care.
That's what I did too, and I have to do the recap.
Well, but I've also seen it several times.
Okay.
And there's nothing substantial that happens in the last 30 minutes. So
Okay.
besides the vampire gets torn apart.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Hey,
It's
Jared,
my
real
job.
quick.
Hey, where
Can you
we
just
at?
keep an eye on the time when it gets around like 29 minutes on there? Just like hit us with the like that so we can cut. All right.
I'm already on it.
Yeah.
You don't.
yeah,
Hey,
get
Jared,
one of
you don't
those
have
too.
to. I'm already on it. I've already got the time.
Well, okay.
Hey, are you guys gonna stand there the entire podcast?
Here's the thing. You
Because it
better
goes-
not make a noise.
Well, it goes for over an hour, so I don't want you guys to be standing. In
Yeah,
the
pull
same
up a seat
spot
at the
if you
very
don't want
least.
to, yeah.
Pull up a chair and watch.
All right, shut the
All right,
fuck
we're
up.
just
We have
sitting
a
down.
thing
That's
to do.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So I guess Chris is gonna do the
If
recap on the entire the entire Twilight saga.
I kind of could because a little fun fact, Dad, if you're watching, I hope not.
Your dad watches these?
Well, I told him about it.
We haven't released
But-
a recorded one yet, so we can't watch them.
Yeah,
It's true.
we listened to the Nations D one. Anyway, he was a huge fan of this series for some reason.
No one-
So my dad was a huge series so my dad was a huge fan of the Twilight series, specifically the movies. And then after he got into the movies, he started reading the books because he's a big book guy. And I remember like watching from New Moon onward. I don't really remember the first one that much, and I remember really liking like the later ones because it ended up getting cool. So I thought I would
You thought it was really cool when Bella got married. You said, "Oh hell yeah!"
yeah,
Look at her
And she
going
had
to an
she had a
island.
vampire baby.
She went to Rio to star in Fast Five.
yeah. I was so young when I watched Breaking Dawn in theater that when they had the sex scene, I thought that he was just hurting the bed, that they weren't happy. I don't know why it didn't click with me that it was a sex scene.
Chris is like, when people get married, they take their aggression out on beds, right? Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I didn't know what was going on.
Okay.
Chris is married, and all I'm saying is
I still don't know how
he's-
sex works.
he's gone through 3 beds. Is all I'm saying.
In the past week,
Yeah, in the past.
Anyway,
week.
my point to that
Claire
was-
hasn't been
each
there.
one correlates
My point
to
to
the time
that
he eats a
was,
sandwich.
I grew up watching New Moon onward, and so I thought, okay, well, the first one got to be good.
That's 2 separate series. You
What?
said New Moon and Onward. That's
Aha! Because of the Pixar.
Okay, New Moon to Breaking Dawn Part 2. I watched all of those in theater, and I remember enjoying those, so I thought that I would like the first one. I did not. I wanted it to be over as soon as it
no,
started.
they're all bad.
Yeah, but this
they're
one
all
was
horrible.
particularly bad.
Here's the thing. I disagree.
Okay, do the recap. I don't even want to hear about this.
No.
I don't.
Well,
I don't-
no,
let
listen.
Kyle talk.
no,
All of them are objectively bad, but the first one is miles better than any of the other
I think you
ones.
mean Streets Ahead.
It's streets ahead.
I disagree.
No. The first one is better.
The
First of
entire
all,
series
Did you
is
not listen to the soundtrack? The
Okay.
soundtrack was fucking
okay.
awesome.
Okay, here's what I'll say.
It was shot like an actual independent film.
Here's what I'll say.
It actually had direction.
Here's what I'll say.
It wasn't good direction, but it had direction.
Here's what I'll say. The only
The pickle fell on
thing
my laptop.
that
and I
was
ate it.
the only thing bad about this film is Bella and Edward, and the entire log line of this.
Oh yeah.
It's straight up
How long have you
2
been
attractive people
How
like
long
each
have you
other.
been 17? A while. So you're a pedophile? No,
Like, like
it's not the same thing because
straight up.
I look 17 in Hollywood.
If Bella didn't find Edward,
that's how every neckbeard justifies hentai. Is
You don't have a neck beard.
Yeah, no, that's the stereotype though.
if
It's
Yeah.
like, well, she's not 15. She's actually a 1,000-year-old witch inside her own body. So
Hot. Yes.
if Bella didn't find Edward attractive,
Yeah.
then none of this would have happened. It literally.
But that's with any romantic movie.
No, but it's all about that's not true though. Because
I will say,
because they don't like each other for any other they're
But they love each other.
which is stupid because there's no reason for her to.
I am unconditionally
Bella
and
is not-
irrevocably in love.
There's no
with
reason
Bella
for
is
her
not
to.
at all a relatable character because she is not a
She's not-
normal
I
human being.
I know. And that's the thing is she's a complete blank slate onto which you're supposed to
Yeah,
project
her
yourself.
mind is a blank slate.
It
because you
is
can't read it.
because
But it's to the point to where it's
Edward
she's so
puts
blank
out
she's not a character.
nothing but really awful
Dude,
red flags,
when
and
he-
it just
And she's like, I love you.
He's like, watch your goddamn leg! You keep tripping! And then he's like, we shouldn't be friends! Baby.
when he goes to the biology when she goes into the biology class, he looks at her and he goes
and she smells her hair, which is the best joke in the movie. He's like, I can read everybody's minds in here. He goes, sex, money, cat, and the guy goes. only joke in there that actually made me laugh.
Well, that's what, and she's like, I hate things that are cold and wet.
And then he goes,
which is why, like, why does she love him? There is no reason whatsoever in the entire film that points to her.
Look,
that gives her any reason to. Besides the fact
that's what women like.
That's stupid.
Vampires who can suck them.
She literally saw this man standing in her room.
No,
that's not true.
Okay.
No, you're a woman. Do you like men who? Well, never mind. Avery's over here. I was gonna say mysterious.
What do you like?
Avery is not mysterious. No offense.
I like a man who talks and tells me what they're thinking.
Well, and
Edward does not do it because she goes, "Are you going to give me any answers?" And he goes,
"No."
Yes. And then he's like, "What is he?" He goes, "Yes, no. What is it? Why does you go to get to the other side?" And it's like he doesn't say anything, but for some reason she's like, "Oh my god, I love him."
The first time they ever see each other.
Have you seen his chin?
Is it as suckable as mine?
Not quite.
That's an inside joke.
Not quite.
If we weren't in public, I'd make out with you.
That's another inside joke.
Yeah.
You know.
No, the first time, like, Edward and Bella lock eyes, it's like at the...
She goes, "Who's that?"
Dude, every time this woman sees this man, she has to bite her lip like 15 different
Which
times.
I've never understood because I bit my lip before and it fucking hurts. Which is like, if I see an attractive girl, I don't go like that because I'm not trying to eat myself. Ooh, I almost said something. All right, recap.
All right. So, movie starts out with Bella in Phoenix, Arizona, which is dry and hot.
How she
likes
it?
What else is dry and hot?
Which is not like a small town in Washington that she goes to where it rains all the time. She goes there and lives with her dad because her mom and her stepdad don't want her to be there. And so
they're traveling.
Yeah, I know. Why couldn't she go?
Because she can't travel.
Because her leg gets broken.
She plays at basketball and they're not allowed to travel.
Okay.
Yeah.
$10.
Stop laughing.
She can't play volleyball because she starts playing volleyball at the new school, but she's not good at it. But
she fucking spikes it at that guy's head.
Yeah.
She said,
so she's at new...
Ow!
Ow!
She's
Move
at
your
a new...
laptop.
No.
She's at a new town, new school, but it's not entirely new because the last time she was there, she was super young, and she gets reunited with her childhood.
Edward's like,
she gets reunited with her childhood friend Jack Black. Oh, Jacob Black, which actually that's his real name is Jacob Lucas Black. Yeah,
really?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just knew it was Jacob.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Jack Black's in this movie, but
Jack Black, Shark Boy.
Jack Black is
Shark Boy.
played by Tyler Lautner.
Taylor Lautner.
Taylor Loch Ness Monster.
Taylor Lautner.
He was in an action movie that was really bad.
Yeah. So anyway, she's reunited with her friend Jacob. And they're like, "Hey, I remember you." And he's like, "Yeah, I remember you too. Okay, bye."
Bye.
And so she goes to school, and she's like meeting all these new people. One of them is Anna Kendrick, which kind of surprised me. I didn't know she was in this movie.
Don't forget that all the guys immediately fall in love with her.
Yeah, everybody falls in love with her. Like, everybody treats her like she's the most
They call her an
beautiful
object, too.
Yeah.
Like, Anna Kendrick is like, "You're like the shiny new toy." And I'm
this bitch does and says nothing, and she is automatically the most popular girl in school.
And she's not attractive.
For no reason. And, well, that's... I'm not going to go
This is a good movie.
I'm not going to go
Shut up, Kyle.
But
I didn't say it was a good
anyway,
movie.
everybody loves her and flocks over her. And so she goes to biology class and she... No, wait. While she's at the cafeteria, these, like, weird goth kids who don't look like kids. They look like they're in their late 20s.
They look like vampires.
Yeah, they look like vampires because they are vampires. They're the colons. They're the
colons.
They're the colons. They're just two dots running around.
Yeah, no Cullen. It's Cullen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Cullen family. And they sit down on their own table and they be like edgy goth vampire teens that aren't teens because they're super old because they're vampires. And then Bella's like, "Hey, what's that guy with the cool hair?" And they're like, "Oh, that's Edward. He's like super hot. She's never gonna be into you." And then she proceeds to make eye contact with this man, and they both look at each other like they are staring at an oasis after being in a desert for like 2 weeks. Like they look like they're about to fuck right there. Anyway, so they go. She goes to her biology class, and she stands in front of a fucking fan, and time slows down, and her hair blows everywhere. And then Edward looks like he's about to vomit because her scent is being blown to his direction. And she's like, "Why is he not like me?" And so she goes and sits down right next to him, invading his privacy.
And he limply pushes a glass container.
That was the only seat left. And the teacher said, "Go sit there."
Yeah, but he was visibly uncomfortable at her presence. She could have at least just respected it. So anyway,
maybe he's a heterophobe.
Anyway,
let's cut that.
She sits down, and then he gets up and misses school for like a week. And she's really like, "Oh, why does he not like me? I want to." She says literally like, "I wanted to demand a reason why he doesn't like me." She specifically used the word demand, which when you say stuff like that in like a teen movie, that's what throws me off because like nobody casually uses the word demand in a sentence.
Yeah, they do. Stephanie Meyer. That's the person who wrote the book.
Oh.
Anyway, yeah, so she's kind of like sad because she's going to school now, and the boy that she likes is apparently repulsed by her.
My life as a teenage
and
robot.
She doesn't know why, and so he comes back and he's like, "Hey, I had to leave town for a few days," and she's like, "Well, why don't you like me?" And he's like, "Oh, I like you, bye." And so he leaves, and then she goes out in the parking lot, and this dude's like doing donuts in the parking lot, and then fucking swerves and almost hits her. And then
the van goes sideways and then just goes.
Yeah, and then Edward swoops in and then stops the van, and the guy driving the van gets a big cut on his face, and Bella is completely like unharmed at all. And so they go to the school nurse, and everybody's checking on Bella, who's fine. Nobody's really paying any attention to the dude who's got the huge wound. And
actually, the dad is like, "Shut up! You lost your license.
You lost your license because you skidded out."
Yeah,
it's like okay.
Also, it fucking rains every day. I mean,
also they said it was March. They said it was March, and the dad was talking about ice.
Wait, they said it was March?
Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
I know. Over the voiceover, Bella was
weird.
like,
well,
Bella was like, "It's the middle of March.
Yeah, but like,
I'm the new kid."
I don't know. I don't know enough about Washington.
So anyway, Bella's like, "Oh, whoa, Edward's a superhero because he stopped a van and put a dent in it."
Bro, and then Edward's like,
"He's a superhero."
You didn't see that?
Yeah, he just gaslights her. He's like, "No, Bella, you hit your head.
If you take that whole
you hit your head, Bella.
If you take that whole scene,
and then he's like,
everything
no one's
that
going
he
to
said
believe
to her
you,
was
Bella.
very alarming.
Yeah,
like,
and then she's like, "I love you."
He goes, "No one's gonna believe that I saved you, Bella.
He actually
hit your head."
Like pins her up against the corner and says, "No one's gonna believe you." So
can you sex me? That's what she was thinking.
Yeah. So anyway. Every time he does something that puts her in danger,
he's the world's dangerous predator.
Gets more hot for him.
Did you hear that?
And so she starts. No, I'm trying to do my recap. And so she starts dreaming about him, and she's like, "Good reference."
Dream Max.
Dream like about.
Yeah, and he appears in a room.
Yeah, he appears in a room, and then he runs away, and she's like, "Oh, it had to be just a dream." And so,
that's what he's standing like.
And so she goes and hangs out with her friend Jacob, and he tells her about this. Like, she asks him about the Cullen family, and then he's like, "Oh, well, the Cullens in my tribe like have had a long feud."
Is this while they're at the beach?
Because
LaBush. They go to a beach, and she's like, "Edward, go to the beach," and he's like, "Okay."
And
then they're at the beach called Le Push.
No, he doesn't say okay. He says sure, and then he goes, which beach? And she goes, Le Push. He goes, too crowded.
Yeah, but it turns out he can't be there because that's Jacob's tribe's
It's on the reservation, and he's an ardent anti-Native American.
And Jacob goes, "You're on my res."
You're on my res.
Because he's a surfer.
And then he hands her his resume.
Yeah.
No, he goes, "You're on my res." Yeah. She goes, "Oh my bad."
It's not revealed in this movie, but if you're aware of the Twilight Saga at all, Jacob and his tribe are actually werewolves.
Spoilers!
Well, it's somewhat revealed. Like, they say that they were descended from wolves. But
yeah, the fucking, like, final line that Edward has in the movie.
No, he says it at the beach, like, when they're walking. Remember, there's,
he says something around the end.
No.
When Jacob comes by the house.
When they're on the beach walking.
Le Push. Yep.
Hi there, you shaggy goose eggs. Sorry to interrupt your regularly scheduled episode of Twilight. This is actually me at my house editing the podcast that you're watching right now as I'm talking to you. It's been a month since we shot this, and since I'm so professional, I haven't really looked at the footage that much until I started editing it. We lost a little bit of the footage that was on me for the last 7 minutes of my recap. So, just a little disclaimer going forward, for the next 7 minutes, it's just going to be on Kyle. I'm sorry. Okay, back to the episode. Love you.
On the beach walking.
Le Push.
On Le Push. He's like, my tribe descended from wolves, and he tells the story about the cold ones.
Yeah.
Or the pale ones or something like that.
Which is what the vampires are. But I'm talking about a different quote that I'll get into in a second.
Yeah, okay.
After much research, Bella concludes that Edward has mysterious powers that resemble a vampire. He eventually confirms this, but says that he and the other Cullens only consume animal blood. The pair fall in love, and Edward introduces Bella to his vampire family.
You missed the part where he saved her from the rapist, and that's when he revealed.
Oh yeah.
That he could read minds.
Well, he touches her. No, she touches him. She goes, "Oh, you're cold and wet. The thing I hate, but I love you."
She goes, "Oh, there's cognitive dissonance."
Yeah, she saves him.
No,
no. He saves her, and then she's
Charlie's
like,
Angels.
"I know that you're a vampire," and he's like, shit, you got me. You want to meet my vampire family?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure." And so,
yeah, that's how it went.
And so Edward comes in to meet her human father, and then he's like, "Hey, you're not going to do anything with my daughter, right?" And then he's like, "Yeah, we're just going to go out in the rain and play baseball." Which they do.
Oh, baby, what the thought.
Yeah, Supermassive Black Hole by Muse is played in this part, which is the only cool thing about this movie.
All right.
Anyway, so she meets the Cullen family.
Also,
and they're all vegetarians.
Because it's a thunderstorm.
And I'm trying to do a recap, and you guys are talking over me.
Okay.
And
okay.
They go out and play some family baseball.
Hey, $10.
With it's really cool because they got superhero vampire speed and strength.
No, he says he's not a hero.
Shut the fuck up. And so they're playing baseball, and all of a sudden these three bad guy vampires show up, and I kind of forgot what happened.
Basically, they were like, "Can we play?" And they're like, "Sure, we're about to leave anyways," because they want to get Bella away.
And then smell Bella.
James, the
hunter,
the hunter, is like, meat is what's on the menu, boys, or man is what's on the menu, boys. $10. Lord of the Rings. Okay, and then that's the third act is when it kicks in.
Yeah,
and then they run away and. They're like, we have to run.
Also,
but James is a hunter, and Lawrence is like, James is going to be hunting you. Yeah. And then they go, and then they put on their clothes, Rosalie, and they run that way.
Well, hold on, because she has to protect her father first.
Her father.
Mm-hmm. And she goes in, and she's basically like, if I stay, she's like, I'm breaking up with Edward. I'm going home. And he's like, come on, just stay. Until the morning, and if you want to leave, then I'll put you on a plane. She goes, no, because if I stay, I'm just going to be stuck here like Mom. and then she leaves.
Yeah, but she's
And
really
then
trying
Rosalie
to
puts on her clothes,
protect
and so
her
does
guy.
Anna or whatever her name, Alice.
Yeah.
And then they go that way, and then Edward goes
Alice,
that
by the
way
is my
though.
favorite.
Edward goes that way though to confuse James, but then James is like, "You guys think I'm stupid, huh?" And then he goes to the ballet room, and Alice is like, "Mirrors!" and then she mirrors. And then Bella's like, "That's my ballet place."
She goes, "My ballet plays have mirrors."
And then they're like, "That must be it." And then she goes there because Mom is like, "Help me."
Yeah, but it's an old recording. No, the mom was like, "Bella! Bella!" And then it's a recording where like Bella's like 5 feet away from her and she can't find her.
And then James is like,
ew, I saw so much of your gums. Like, this is the first time I've looked like straight at your gums.
and then James is like, "I'm gonna eat you." But then Edward's like,
Yeah.
"Ugh," and there's a big
Yeah,
fight.
he bites her arm.
And there's a big fight.
And it's
Ella
like King
gets-
Shark.
And then there's a big fight. Edward comes in. He's faster, but he's not stronger.
Yeah.
Bella gets thrown against the window, glass
Ella
in
gets
her,
enchanted.
glass in her, and then like everybody else shows up, and they basically literally rip apart James and burn him.
Yeah. It's a way to kill a vampire.
And then Carlisle's like,
Carlisle
"You have to do it. I can't do it. You have to do it."
Carlisle,
and
Carlisle is having this
I'm
conversation
trying
to
to do the
Edward
recap.
as they are burning a man in the background.
yeah,
And he's like, "Let me get a propaganda."
you have to suck him out. I can't do it. You never know me.
Dude, British people.
And he's
what a
like,
joke.
"I could do it, but I don't feel like it. I need you to do
He
it."
goes, "You gotta do it.
And then
You'll
Edward's
never
like,
know."
and then Edward's like,
Jenny.
and then Edward's like, "I can't do it. I'm too weak."
Oh, yeah.
I can't. I'm too weak.
He is,
And then he goes,
is-
No, I need him.
And then he goes, "Power!" And then he goes,
I love that I was doing it.
and then he goes, "You said."
And
I don't remember
and
what
then the
happens
song
next.
is like,
Just that one part.
and then the
like,
song is like,
And then the movie basically ends with Bella saying, "And I love him unconditionally for no reason whatsoever other than he's a vampire."
And they go to prom.
And they go to prom and she
And
dances.
Jacob's like, "I'm going to cut my hair and get me that bitch."
"Cut my hair into pieces.
So-
This is my last prom. This is my last prom."
Suffocation.
No bleeding.
I don't need to breathe because I'm a vampire.
Or
Okay.
eating.
But then she's like, "Change me into a vampire," and he goes, "Okay." And then she's like exposing her neck, and he goes, and then that's how the movie ends.
Yeah.
Woo.
Thank you, Stephanie Meyer, for giving us this. Thank you for inspiring the creation of Hot Topic.
Thank you, Suzanne Collins, for.
So is Sam Collins. And we're back.
Okay.
What?
We're back.
Okay.
What if every colon family member had?
Why did you
like-
say colon?
What if every colon
vampire-
had 4 dots?
What if every vampire in this movie had like a Muppet voice?
No, they're like the old guys and they're like, "Oh God, if this movie was any longer, I'd kill myself." Oh.
Edward goes, or Bella goes, she goes, "I unconditional." I'm trying to do Miss Piggy, but I can't.
Yeah, you can't. You're not Frank
Yeah.
Oz.
Yeah.
Oh, what did Bill Gates call his penis? Microsoft.
Edward goes, "Yeah, I'm a monster."
He goes, "Hi ho, Bella. I'm going to suck your blood." Hey!
I can only do.
Ah, Fozzie Bear.
Carlisle goes, what's a line he has? He goes,
I'm a doctor. I'm in the movie Twilight.
Bella goes,
Find the well.
Bella goes, "Hearty Fergan Durgan."
Hurny, hurny, hurny.
All right, anyway.
Yeah.
What's this movie about?
What is this movie about?
Okay, so
Not judging a book by its cover,
because it's a book.
That was so deep.
but also
I'm gonna
not,
say-
but
I'm gonna
it's no don't judge a person by their blood or lack thereof.
Or their blood type.
Yeah.
They all taste the same.
I mean, honestly,
true,
I
actually.
think this is a movie about obsession, and specifically, I related it to the steps that cult leaders take to bring in new recruits. And I have a step-by-step breakdown, actually.
Let's hear it.
Okay. So step 1 is pick a new recruit. I mean, this is pretty obvious. I said Edward can't read her mind. He becomes interested. And the later ones are kind of out of order, but they all do fit. So just
bear with us.
FYI, yeah.
Excuse me. Wolf with us.
Excuse me. Vampire with us.
Excuse me. Deer with us.
Excuse me.
Because it starts
Human
with a
with
deer.
us.
Excuse me. Farther with us.
Excuse me. Colon with us.
Excuse me. Colon with us.
Excuse me. Aircraft characters with us. Smoke up and short out. Okay. Persuade the recruit to walk into the web. That's the second step, right?
Well,
and I said this is
they
when
don't make webs.
No, well they used to, but then
okay.
now they got the web shooters. But
Right.
so I said Edward saves her from the rapist.
She does mention Spider-Man, like a radioactive spider.
And invites her to dinner. He does, or she
And
does.
kryptonite.
The third step is love bombing. And I said that's when Edward starts to open up a little to her at dinner. And you could also say that this is the section where like he invites her over to like his house, and he's all like, "I love you," hold on tight, spider monkey. Number 4 is keep up the invites. I said that's when he follows her into the forest and he makes himself more open. He also invites her to his house. He also says that he can't keep away from her at some point. I think that's when he's in the car, if I'm not mistaken.
Your blood.
Step 5 is tough love. And that's when I said he tells her he's killed people before and that he wants to kill her. He restricts himself sexually, and he commands her to leave Forks.
Why
later.
would you love a man who's like, I want to kill you?
Because it's the danger aspect.
Why are there like so many girls? That
and
are,
we
like,
can talk
into
about
serial
that.
killers?
And we can talk about
Like
that
Ted
too.
Bundy.
I think it has something to do with and I've said this before. I think there's the competence element of a relationship, and that's what draws. There's a woman in the room. I feel bad, but this is what draws women into men is a certain level of competence in whatever field.
I can use hammer.
Well, yeah. Well, it's the old it's the evolutionary kind of response to somebody is able to provide in this
Margot
specific
Robbie,
aspect.
bro.
That's somebody that I'm willing to let into my life. So step 6.
Why did you say Margot Robbie?
Because I'm using my feet.
Anyway, continue.
His pants are wet. Renounce loved ones is step
Chris?
6.
No.
And I said Bella leaves Charlie, intentionally breaking his heart. Says she had to hurt him.
For what? For what?
To get the hunter away. So that was step 6. Step 7 is the introduction of core beliefs, and this is where it's kind of out of order a little bit. But this is when like Edward explains what vampires are all about, specifically his family and all that stuff. And step 8, and this is the culmination in the hospital. It's the zero tolerance of criticism. That is when she solidly is like, "I'm staying in Forks. I ain't going nowhere, and that's my boyfriend." That's exactly how she says it too. The only time she acts in the entire film. But yeah, that's the steps that a cult leader takes. And
thinking about it, Bella's character is like a prime candidate for a cult member.
yeah,
Well,
she
I
has
think
no
it's-
personality.
I think it's in the second movie, but like she like does not say an entire sentence.
Oh yeah, no, because like he like
That may
he'll,
be
like,
why I liked New Moon.
because he leaves her in a forest for some reason, just in the middle of the forest, like almost at night, and then like for like months she's just like.
Wait, what? In this movie?
No,
No,
in New Moon.
In what?
New Moon.
New Moon.
Yeah, but where? When is that?
It's in like it's right after he leaves. She like has like a
Oh,
panic
yeah,
attack,
yeah,
and then she
yeah.
like for months on end she just sits in her room.
Which is stupid.
Throughout
for
the entire
months.
series, it is like her only personality are the people around her.
Her
Like,
only
that is-
personality is just Edward.
Which is
I will say my favorite character in this movie is every character besides Bella and Edward.
dude, absolutely.
Like
Charlie?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love the bring him in.
yeah.
Fucking man.
Yeah, Charlie, the dad is awesome.
And also
Alice
in-
was
in
also
that-
my favorite vampire.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Of course she was.
No, yeah, because he's like, she looks like Claire.
It's also my favorite band.
She looks like my wife,
Also, her name is Alice, which is
Queen Alice.
Hey, remember when we were on?
Hey, let's get back. Let's get back to the podcast. Let's get back to the podcast.
It's all the podcast, baby. Yeah,
baby.
What was I gonna say?
I don't know.
But you're right. It is this kind of like cult thing.
That's the cult.
I don't even want to talk. I just want to talk about how bad the movie is.
Go for it.
There's a part in the second movie, I think, where he's leaving, and she's like, no, you can't leave. You can't leave.
Yeah.
Oh, there were many times where so Kyle has a rule that if you're a director and you have a film where you like stage your actors,
and he said this in any class to our professor,
to a professor, yeah,
who I think has done that in a film of his.
If you tell your actors to just be awkward, just for the sake of being awkward,
no, there's more to it.
Okay,
you explain it.
Okay, if you are a director and you say, okay, I need you to act awkward, that's not the end of the world. Okay, that has a time and a place, right? You're like, I need you to be awkward, so I need you to act spastically with your hands and just not know where to place anything. I don't know. Like, okay, then you should shoot yourself.
And
again,
that's why this director didn't direct another Twilight.
Oh my!
Because they did that a lot.
Disclaimer under here.
Yeah.
This is all a joke.
This is a joke.
This is all a joke.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was in frame, but this is all a joke.
Okay, on this camera, put it right here. This is all a joke. This camera, Jared, you're gonna have to do this. This is all a joke.
Why?
Wait, why is Jared editing this?
Do you want to edit it?
This is another place. I don't know why we're talking about this in the
on
middle of the
air.
podcast.
You're like, hey, do you want to edit this?
He goes in the middle. Hey guys, I think we should do this new thing with the podcast, and let's do it right now. And he goes. And
I'm sorry that I come up with ideas.
And we go, what is it? And he goes, well, actually, we turn the cameras off midway through, and then put them on the other side of the room, so it's our backs. I think we should do that.
That's actually a good idea. Can we do that?
And we go, no. He goes, okay, so yeah, we're going to do it. And we go, no. He goes, all right, I'm going to do it. And we go,
when have I done this?
Chris, we didn't say to do this. And that's it. Anyway, bad movie. Also,
I think we've been around each other too much.
Also, again, I just want to point out that, and Avery, I was talking to Avery, shout out Avery Yerlan, he ruined my life.
He was just here.
Behind the camera.
Off. Yeah.
I guess he got bored. That's not a good sign.
Well, no, he's got his gorilla with him, so
A gorilla?
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what Amelia is. Anyway, yeah, the whole movie is predicated on the fact that they're just two extremely attractive people.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me I'm wrong. Explain to me why I'm wrong.
Would I say extremely? No.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'll explain to you why you're wrong.
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. Let
me. Not attractive to me or anybody else necessarily, but like it's set up that she's wildly attractive and that he's wildly attractive because she walks in and immediately all the guys are like,
yeah. Well, it's written as like a fantasy dream for women in that time because you're like, and it's very strange because it's like, on one hand, Bella is like this blank slate. She's not supposed to be like the best looking girl in the world, whatever. Her only real standout ability, I would say, is that Edward can't read her mind, right? Like that's really the only thing that sets her apart from anybody. Then that she's the new girl, right? But at the same time, it's this like, it's kind of like the James Bond fantasy where the reason James Bond is like loved by men is like not only is he super competent at his job and being a spy, but he's also able to get every single woman. Like instantly. He's just like hey, like babe, what's up? And that's the guy fantasy is just being able to walk into a room and get any woman, right? Well, it's like the girl's fantasy, or I should say at the very least, how Stephanie Meyer wrote the girl's fantasy. Because I'm trying to save myself here.
Careful.
Is to be seen as beautiful by every man, let's say, or everyone that they would want to be attracted to, right? Or want them to be attracted to. And so I think it's kind of like a weird duality where you're balancing both of this. And I do agree that it's a lot about like the looks and everything.
Yeah.
It certainly is. But I think, and this is where it's a poor writing choice, but it's actually a strong idea on paper where Edward can read every single person's mind, right? Like he knows everything about anybody. That's why when he first meets Bella, he's like consistently asking her question upon question upon question because he's trying to figure out because he can't read her, right?
Yeah.
The idea that that's the first person's in probably let's say like 100 years or so.
1918 is
Right, yeah, it's like roughly 100 years that he's ever had to ask them anything about themselves. It's the first person he's really had to get to know before, like on an actual like human to human contact. That's I think somewhere where his side of the relationship lies.
Well, and so I could agree with that, but here's the thing:
Mhm.
why is her mind impenetrable?
I mean, why do vampires exist? Why do vampires have these random ass abilities?
Exactly.
No, I know. It's an arbitrary
soft world building and soft magic, but it's not. It's different because Lord of the Rings, to give reference, Lord of the Rings is soft magic, where they have these abilities, right? Gandalf can,
Well,
do
that's more
light
hard
or whatever.
magic for Gandalf, I would say.
Well, no, we can go into this later, but
Okay.
no. But yeah, but we can kind of be like, okay, vampires have abilities. Okay, maybe, right?
Yeah.
But then for Bella to not be for Bella to have an ability like that, even if it's passive, is like
Right. And it's weird because some vampires' abilities works on her, but some others don't.
Yeah.
Like because like Alice can read her future. And in a later movie, I believe Jasper is able to affect her mood because that's like his ability. But Edward can't read her mind, and then the bad people can't use their abilities on her. And my mom actually explained it to me a long time ago, and I could be misremembering this, but it's like whatever like let's say ability you have as a human, like maybe you're just really good, like Edward could be just really good at reading people. Then when you become a vampire, it's like amplified. And that's why when Bella becomes a vampire, she's able to expand that. And that makes sense until you think about it for more than 2 seconds because it doesn't track.
Well, that, yes, but also it's not explained in this film.
No, oh, I know. Yeah.
And so here's another question I have. Who is the main antagonist of this film?
Of this film, yeah, that's kind of rough because you would say the group of the 3 of the bad vampires, but even
they don't show up until they
don't interact with the people until then,
which
is a big
2
issue.
animal attacks
because they literally don't interact with the main cast until like the end of Act 2 into Act 3, and even then, it's only one person who's the antagonist out of that group. Now I know like the girl comes back later, and then the black guy never comes back, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he exists later. But here
I don't remember.
The main antagonist is the Volturi. Of all the films.
The Volturi?
Is it the Volturi?
I think so.
The Volturi. Volturi, whatever. You know we're talking about.
Italian.
The Italians.
The Italians.
Yeah.
Just like in World War II.
Because and the only reason why we know this is because if you look back later, or you look at later films, it's like, okay. But Rosalie, I think it's Rosalie, has a line where it's like, oh, we're going to get in trouble for this. Mm-hmm. Because essentially the vampires are a cult. Mm-hmm. Because the Volturi, Agnes or whatever his name is.
Agnew.
Is it Agnew?
No, but I just think that's a funny name. What is that from? I'm going to look it up. But go continue.
But yeah, and like that's the issue that exists. That's the main antagonist, really. But right. Other than that, there's no really conflict or stakes other than this group of 3 people and really just one person, one seemingly average, maybe slightly above average vampire, but that can't be bested by 7 vampires.
Oh, it's a character. Oh yeah, the headless guy in Futurama is Agnew, the guy who like Richard Nixon.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry, I was like, man, I've heard that before. Go ahead.
But that's fine. But that's it. I mean, like most of it is just like Bella trying to be with Edward for whatever reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's a completely unspoken and certainly not shown beyond just initial levels of attraction, which like you can understand that because I would say all romantic relationships start with a certain portion of attraction, right? There's the sexual attraction to another person, right? That's
RO. That's his
yeah,
name.
yeah. But yeah, there's that initial just like, oh man, that person's kind of hot, or that girl's kind of cute, or something like that.
They both kind of are the same person, at least in the school, because like they don't ever speak to each other to anybody, but everybody like goes after them.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I was saying.
Right, yeah. But like the thing is, like after that initial attraction, there has to be something, I would say, sturdier to build on top of, because you can be attracted to somebody all day long, but if you don't have like more of these commonalities, these core values and personality for sure to some extent.
If Bella had,
she was created to be a blank slate who's not remarkable in any way, but yet is somehow still remarkable to everybody. And it's like, you can't have it both ways. You got to pick one or the other. And it's like, if you wanted her to be a blank slate who's not remarkable, she needs to be hated by everybody except for Edward. And then that's more relatable. Or she's completely likable by everybody. She has an actual personality that the audience is like, oh, okay, I like this character. Let me see more of her. And then when she finds somebody else, you're happy for her. You can't have it both ways, woman.
Speaking of woman, I was.
All right, what were you saying, Chris?
Yeah. So I always like to talk about like how these movies did in the box office, and you know, we both agree. We all agree that this movie is not good.
I would go as far as to say this movie is bad.
Ooh.
Yeah. This movie grossed $69 million.
Nice.
In the opening weekend.
Why?
Alone.
Is that worldwide or domestic?
I think
it's probably domestic.
I think that's domestic.
Yeah. I don't think this is a series. Yeah.
It broke Van Helsing's record, which was $51 million for the highest weekend debut of a vampire movie.
What'd you say?
Debut.
How did the other ones do?
And also,
How did the other ones do?
I'll look at that in a minute. But it also broke Deep Impact's record for the highest weekend debut of a female-directed film. I did not know Deep Impact was female-directed.
Why does this movie have a 49% on Rotten Tomatoes?
That sounds
like
right.
That's I would say it deserves to be lower.
Well, it also so this is a big problem that I have with scoring stuff anyways, is that people don't know how to score things. Because, and you do this too on your Ready or Not scale, and it pisses me off every time.
I do not.
Here's the problem.
No, I do not.
When you're rating something, you're rating it out of that number. The middle of that pack doesn't mean that it's average. That means that it is up to halfway perfect, right? So let's say like you got 5 stars, right? Just because you're like, oh, that was okay. You don't rate it at 2.5 stars. No, 2.5 stars means, I enjoyed that. Okay. When it goes above 2.5 stars, that's when you're like, okay, that's a good movie. And if it's a great, perfect movie, then you're up there at 5 stars.
The Ready or Not scale is different.
The Ready or Not scale.
I have explained this so many times.
I know, and it doesn't matter. It
doesn't have to make sense.
It's a dream.
Okay.
It's a dream.
So domestically, the highest grossing one was Eclipse. Domestically, the highest grossing Twilight movie was Eclipse. Twilight, the first one was the lowest.
Which one? Okay, Eclipse is the third one.
Yeah. Now,
is that how many billions of dollars right there?
That's probably millions.
Oh, millions. That's why.
Jesus,
dude, why did this film make, what is that, worldwide, almost $600 million? How?
Yeah.
So what is an average ticket? Say an average ticket cost.
I'd probably say $8-9.
Let's go 10. Let's just say 10 for the sake of it.
Well, this is also
600,
which we had a recession in that
that's
time.
1,000 million divided by.
So the beginning or the end of 2008. Is it May?
I thought
that means that 60 million people went and saw this movie in the theaters.
Roughly. Yeah.
Why did 60 million people? That's almost the entire United States.
Well, this was also...
Well, that is not almost the... Okay,
this was also,
there's 130 million people in the United States. Okay, that's less than half.
This was also
That's almost the entire United States.
This was also during the time all
Kyle.
of like the teen book series were getting film adaptations. Like Harry Potter was like in its prime. The movies were during that time.
That's true.
And
That's true.
Yeah, but Harry Potter's good.
Yeah,
Some of them.
You dare use my own spells against me.
And then,
Order of the Phoenix
and then
is the best Harry
you had,
Potter
and then you
movie.
had
It is
Hunger
the
Games, which
It is the
I
best.
think the Hunger Games franchise is the most underrated.
You mean Suzanne
out of
Collins?
them.
I disagree
Why?
with that.
I don't like Hunger Games. The
See,
first
Hunger
mo-
Games
the-
exists.
They got
in-
better.
Hunger
Like
Games
they got
exists-
really good.
Hunger Games exist in this odd period of like oversaturation of dystopian novels.
Yeah.
Oh, like the period we're in now, but replace dystopian novels with superhero movies.
Hey,
I
I
thought
like
you were
those,
going
though.
to. I thought you were going to say replace dystopian novels with dystopian reality.
Oh, yeah, that would have been better. Damn it. Rewind. Oh, man, you mean like today we got the dystopian reality?
Did you just steal my fucking joke?
we reround. Jesus Christ, Chris. I just got done saying how those glasses are important, and he throws it across the room.
I didn't mean to, and I didn't.
You
I'm
broke your
sorry.
laptop. Ha, made you look.
Anyway,
I'm sorry,
Got him.
anyway,
You've
what
been
was I
very
going to say?
cross with
Oh,
me
I know
all
you were
day
going to say.
today.
Okay. It's like
I
rain
hate that song.
on your wedding
Hey,
day.
isn't it ironic too? Because
Stop.
it rains all the time in the movie.
And here.
And here,
We were trying to film yesterday. Oh, my God.
except when I need it to be cloudy, then it's sunny.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, this movie's bad.
I feel a lot of tension at this table right now.
Not for me. Right?
Not for me.
No, it's definitely from you. Not for
Not
me,
for
right?
me.
Do you feel tension from me?
Feel this
Do you
tension.
want me to relieve some tension? Okay.
No, Chris, that
Claire,
might be.
please get back soon.
Chris needs you.
Well, I guess by the
needs you.
time of this, the time this goes out.
Chris, I think that's called projecting.
No, this is called projecting.
No, I watched it on my
Never
TV.
mind, I don't have a projector.
Oh.
What?
Wait. Oh no. In
What?
the living room?
Huh?
Wait, what do you watch on your TV?
The movie
Anime.
Twilight.
Oh, I thought we were talking about anime.
There isn't a Twilight anime.
No.
Oh, really? I
There
bet that's
is.
probably better.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Anime
Which
is
is
always
saying
better.
a lot because I don't like anime at all.
Anime is always better.
Oh, what do you think about the Star Wars anime trailer?
We're
Yeah,
not.
I saw
Hold
that.
on now. Wait a second.
I don't
Wait
know.
a second. This is not Twilight.
Yeah, it's more interesting than Twilight.
I'll be honest.
Hey.
I'm just tired of media.
True enough. Not me. I like media.
Well-
I'm a consumer.
I don't know. I mean, the first
Oh,
two.
what did Flash? What does that mean? It went.
Is it still recording?
It went. We
Does
can
it
still
say
be
console?
interesting while he's going.
Why?
Okay, everybody fit in on this one.
All right.
Just put that one kind of in the
Yeah.
middle, and we continue. Mid podcast scene change.
We'll just keep it rolling. All right.
Yeah.
So, rounding up our thoughts, what are we thinking?
I hate this movie.
Wait.
I'm gonna give this.
I don't see what my dad saw in these movies.
He saw himself as Edward.
Maybe.
See, I want to be Jacob. Yeah, hold on. Back. Can you put that one like there? We're gonna keep going. Here's what I don't understand. Huh?
Yeah,
no,
just
no,
go
don't
for
cut.
it.
Just keep going. We're just gonna
Yeah.
all be in it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anyway, he goes.
It's like
I feel uncomfortable hearing that.
It's like in Fast 9 when he's like,
Jerry, you want to get over here?
Got him.
See, the tension ain't for me. Anyway, what was I gonna say?
You said you didn't like the movie.
I don't like the movie. See, she totally should have been with Jacob.
When Jacob actually gets more speaking parts, the movie, the series gets more interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't she get with Jacob?
Well, Jacob got with her daughter.
I was gonna get there.
Yikes.
Okay.
Everything pointed to them being together, except that Suzanne Collins was like, "Oh no,
he was in love with her baby."
Ah.
Oh, damn it! How do we not see it? Oh, that's right, because it's fucking weird.
And there's no evidence whatsoever.
And the baby looks weird in the movie. And people, how do you act? Like, how do you, like, you know how like, if you guys have me star in something and it's like, and you're like recording me and I'm just like, and I can't stop laughing. How the fuck did they film any minute of this movie without the characters being like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, action. Hey, Bella.
Edward, I love you. That's what she does.
Oh, something hit my leg.
It's my toes.
Ew, they're like clammy.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, like, and like Jacob, the whole series too. Jacob's like, Bella, you should be with me, and you know it. And Bella's like, Jacob.
She goes, no. My favorite one is there's at some point when somebody's getting attacked, and she goes, she like, I swear to God, that's an actual thing. I need to find the actual video. She goes,
dude, when she is pregnant.
Oh, it's in Eclipse, I think.
When she's pregnant.
All right, guys.
Dude, that's rough.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that.
Ready or Not scale. This movie gets a -5.
I mean, a man
out of
burned
5.
to death.
That's not an explosion, Chris.
Yeah, but it's like a half-baked explosion. I think at least a 1.
You know what? You can give it a 1. I hate this movie so much, I'm giving it a -5. I don't care what the rules say. Edward, I love you.
It might be a new moon, actually. I'm gonna find it.
Doing?
I don't know.
Now I'm gonna have to watch all the movies just to find that one clip.
Yeah, I actually did watch all the movies when they came out on Netflix.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'd never seen them.
Oh okay.
So I was like, oh, maybe they get better.
All right, let's wrap it up,
Psych.
boys. Let's
Okay.
wrap it up.
Well, you know, okay. So on Twitter, okay,
Okay.
tell us. Just do hashtag Team Jacob or hashtag Team Edward. If you say hashtag Team Edward, I'm gonna come to your house and rip out your jugular.
Which you would like that, because if you're Team Edward, then you would like strange men showing up in your dreams, but not actually your dreams. They're actually there, but you write them off as dreams.
You hit your head, Bella. No one's going to believe you. And email us, PacinoPodcast@gmail.com.
Oh, I found it. Okay.
Dude, this was delicious. I would like another.
All right, if the editor can remember, we'll play this clip. Did you see it?
Ew, why did she do that?
It's so weird. I'm going to play it again.
Yeah, she goes...
This is a new moon.
Bro, what? She goes like...
Yeah, maybe if editing can remember, we'll put it up there or something. But... PacinoPodcast@gmail.com.
You know what? The only person I want us to email us this time is Angela Harden. Tell me why. Tell me why.
I never wanna watch this again. Tell me why, cause Taylor Lautner had a fin and Sharp Boy Lava Girl.
Why I need preparation H. Okay, what
Tell
was your
me why.
What?
We're gonna do your rap.
Oh,
Tell me why.
All right. I did not prepare for this at all.
Tell me why. Tell me why.
Making my way through these twilights. Making my way through these
Tell me
twilights.
why.
All right, hold up.
Guidelines.
All right.
Tell me why.
Bella's kind of dumb because she got no brain. She moved to her dad's and where it rains.
me
It rains
why.
all the time and the color grading's blue. She found a man who is not a man. He's actually a vampire. They play baseball and she's a umpire. He throws it at her and she catches it. Then she falls off the cliff.
Isn't it ironic?
Isn't it ironic that she dies, but she kind of tries to be a vampire and she lies to her dad and says he's a man, but he can't. He can't understand or comprehend. When I am here, I try not to offend you, but I do it anyway.
I gotta take a shit.
Yeah.
Isn't it ironic?
Isn't it ironic?
That was a good one.
Yeah. It kind of like went good and then bad.
After watching this movie, I think I'm gonna kill your mom.
But
isn't that ironic?